So yes, yesterday was our first demo and this is our second demo, right? Sandeep, I guess you attended today itself, correct?
Yeah, yes, madam.
Okay, actually yesterday only we started the demo and I just explained about a small introduction of what is SQL, what is database, and I showed how to create database and then table, okay, which will be, again I'll repeat them of course. And before that, could you please tell me a little bit about yourself, like are you fresher or are you currently working, are you new to SQL, like that?
No, madam, I'm familiar with SQL. I'm having 3+ years of experience in IT field.
Okay.
Currently, I'm working as a Python developer. I
Okay,
wanted to learn much more about SQL.
perfect. Okay, then that is okay. So you know, you have basic idea about SQL, right? So that is
Yes.
fine. If yesterday class was missed also, we can continue normally. Still I will explain once again, but yeah, thank
Okay.
yeah, thank you. So yes, so let's continue without any delay. So first of all, as we discussed yesterday, first let me just repeat quickly about what we covered yesterday, and then we will continue with today's class, right? So yesterday we discussed a little bit about importance of data in our, in our real world, right? And after that, we saw what is database basically. Database is nothing but it's something like collection of data, right? Where we will store all the data. And what is SQL? SQL is a structured query language. The full form of SQL is structured query language, and basically it is a language which is used to communicate with the database, right? So obviously inside database we are storing the data, and whenever we want to, whenever we have some requirements with the data, whenever we want some kind of data to, you know to get that data, we will use one language, that is SQL. By using SQL only, we will communicate with the database, and so that, according to our requirements, we will have something like queries. We will use them and we will retrieve the data, right? And in our course we are using MySQL tool, right? So as I said yesterday, SQL is a universal declared language. All the concepts what we are going to learn, that is basically SQL concepts. But for to use that, we have so many tools in the market like Oracle SQL, SQL Server, MySQL, like that. So in our course we are going to use MySQL, correct? So this is the MySQL workbench. As I said, once we are done with demo classes, that is maybe tomorrow, I'll show you the installation process of MySQL. Okay. Once we opened our MySQL workbench, this is the user interface what we can see, right? Towards the left side below schemas, you can see the list of my available data, so databases. Okay. In my system, I'm having this many databases. That is the reason, we can basically find the list of databases here. But by default, sorry, once we install the software, we will have only sys database, right? So this is the section to display the databases. Below that, we will have something called as information section. That is whenever we select any database, inside database, whenever we select any tables, that table information, basically how many columns are there, what data types we define, all those information we can able to view from here. Okay. And in between, this is the place where we will write all our queries. Basically we need to open some SQL files like this is the editor page where we will write all the things. So open this to open the SQL file, we have two options. First of all, this is called as menu bar, this is toolbar, right? In from the menu bar, we have file option. From file, either we can click on new query tab, one new SQL file will be open, or else directly in the toolbar we'll have this first option. Okay. If we click on this icon also, we can open a new SQL file. Anything is fine. This is a shortcut. First icon. Okay. After opening any SQL file here, we can write anything, any queries here. And if we want to save this file, we will use the save button here. By clicking this, we can save this file in our systems. Okay. And to open a already saved file, we will use this first icon. folder icon like this. We can open any file, right? And the third icon is execute button. After writing any queries to execute, we will use this icon basically. Okay. And at the bottom we have output section. After execution, we can able to see output here. So for now, these are, basic things which we need to understand, and remaining things, remaining options we can see going forward. Okay, I hope I'm clear. All right. So let's see what else we discussed yesterday. So I said some points like MySQL is basically case insensitive. Here we can use either uppercase or lowercase, that is capital letters or small letters, anything is fine. It is case insensitive. Okay. And next we have something called as comments. That is, if you can see here, I wrote here everything inside this symbol, right? Two hashes, two hyphens basically. So we will have something called as comments in any programming language, as we know. So if we don't want to execute something, or else whatever basically we will write inside comments, that is non executable. Okay. So here I wrote this notes inside comments. Okay. So we have two types, single line comments and multi-line comments. Single line comments, that is in a one line, if we want to mention a comment, either we can use this symbol, two hyphens, or else one hash. Okay. Anything is okay. Both will work. Either we can use hash or else this symbol. Okay. For multi-line comments, normally same in Python, also in other programming languages also, we will use this, right? Hash star, and in between we'll write some code, and at the end star and hash like this. This is the start of the command, this is the end of the command. In between we can write anything. Okay. Next, we created the database yesterday. And to create the database, as we know, first of all, we need to create the database, and inside the database, we will create tables, and inside the tables only we will store data, right? So first we created database, and the syntax to create database is this one: create database name. Okay, that is what we did. Create database SQL file is our database. Okay. So SQL file is the database name which we gave. So after writing this, I just let me to show you, I'll change a database name. Okay. Hi Rakesh, can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am. Here.
Okay, perfect. So yes, actually yesterday we started this demo. I just gave some introduction yesterday. That is what I'm repeating now. Okay, I just yesterday we explained about what is SQL, what is database, and we created a database and a table. Okay, which I'm repeating again. And after repeating these concepts, I'll continue with today's class. So Rakesh, do you have some knowledge on SQL, or are you completely new to SQL?
I have what is database?
Okay, so basic
Basic
idea.
knowledge is
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that is okay. Anyways, I'm repeating all the
Basic knowledge is
concepts.
not there, ma'am. Like system creating a table in the system like that. I have no idea.
Okay, no problem. Anyways, basically from basics, from scratch to the advanced concepts, all the concepts will be covered in our course. The reason why I'm asking in the sense, actually yesterday we started, right? Still, just now, I'm repeating. We got one, this is also a demo class. Obviously, we'll get some new students again. That is the reason I'm repeating once again. Just now I started. You can listen. You will understand. Okay. First of all,
Oh,
SQL is a language which we'll use to communicate with the database. We know that, right?
oh,
Inside database we will store some data. It is a collection of data, and to understand, to retrieve the data, to whatever the data we will store inside database, to communicate with that, we will use this SQL as a language here. Okay, this tool, whatever you can see in my system, that is a MySQL workbench. Okay, MySQL is a tool which we are going to use here. And I didn't show, I mean, once we are done with demo classes, maybe tomorrow like that, I'll show you the installation process of MySQL. Okay. So now we are just, I'm once again explaining about how to create the database. Towards the left side, you can see all the databases name. In my system, I created this many databases. So you can see the list of databases available here. Okay. Once you installed for the first time, you can see only one, that is sys database. After that, whatever you will create, that particular databases you can find here. Okay. And this file, to open this file, we need to click on this icon, first icon here, that is a shortcut, or else from the file menu, new query tab. Like this, we need to open the files, and after opening files, we will write a queries here. Okay. So after writing, from now we can continue. So now what we are doing here, we are trying to create a database. Yesterday I created a database with a name that is SQL5. Now let me keep it as SQL maybe 5.1, like that I'll keep, or else 551. Okay. So for creating the database, we have syntax. For everything, we will have syntaxes in in SQL. So for creating database, we will have like this: create database name. Okay. So now that is what I wrote: create database. I'm giving a name as SQL51. Okay. So after writing that, I need to select this, and this is an execute button. Okay. This is the execute button which we need to click to get the output. And at the bottom, this is the output section. So I'm I'm clicking on this icon, third icon. Now you can see I got the output at the bottom. Wherever you can see, whenever you can see like this green color tick mark, then that means it executed successfully. Okay. If we have any errors, it will show here only, like a red color cross mark we will get, and it will give us an error message as well. Okay. So this is how we will create a database. Now to reflect this database name here, to show to see basically the database name here, we need to refresh first. We have a refresh icon here. I'm just refreshing. Now here we got SQL51, right? Whatever we created just now. This is our database now. Let's expand. This is an icon. In every database, we will have 4 sections. One is tables, views, stored procedures, functions. Okay. So for now, we are discussing on about tables. Going forward, we will see about views and stored procedures as well. Okay. So we created the database now. Every time after creating the database, we need to activate the database. Okay. Why? Because here you can see I'm having so many databases, right? Every time whenever we are executing something, we need to tell SQL that under which database we are working basically. Now I just created SQL51. Whatever I am going to do, I wanted to do that inside this database only, right? So first I'll activate the database. Then only once we activate the database only, whatever we will do, that queries will be executed under this database, like that. Okay. If none of the databases are in activation, and if we execute any query, SQL will get confused to under which database it should execute that particular query. Okay. So that is the reason we need to activate the database. So to activate, we will use command. Okay. The syntax is use database name. So that is what we wrote yesterday. Use SQL51. I'll write it as now. Our database name is 51, right? So I'll select and I'll execute. Now you can see this got executed. That is, the color changed to dark color, right? Dark black. So now we can see this is this particular database is in activation now. Okay. So we created the table. I mean, we created database. We activated the database. Now we need to create the table. Correct. So let's see create table syntax. Okay. So this is the syntax for creating the table. That is create table name every time. For example, let me show you. Suppose, imagine this is our table. Okay. So employees is our table name. Okay. And inside that table, I stored 4 columns. We will call this as column. Table in the sense it is a collection of rows and column first of all, right? Rows and columns. So this employee ID is 1 column. Employee name is 1 column. Salary is 1 column. Date of joining is 1 column. 4 columns we use. That is vertical thing is called as column. Okay. And horizontal thing is called as row. That is, this is first row. Okay, this is my first row of data and this is my second row of data, like that. Okay, every time whenever we are creating table, we need to give the table name and we need to define the column names also. Okay, that is what I wrote here. So my table name is employees and I wanted to use, so this is a syntax, create table name within the parenthesis, that is within the brackets I need to write column name, and how many columns I want, that many column names we will give, and for each column name we need to mention data type. What is data type, I'll explain you in a while. So like that, now I created employees table, create table employees, and within the parentheses, that is within the brackets, I give 4 column names, that is employee ID, employee name, salary, date of joining. Okay, these are my column names. Now what is data type in the sense? Basically by using data types only, we will decide what kind of value we can store inside any column. Okay, so that is, suppose here this is an Excel file, correct? I just created one table, I just entered some data here in the form of table. Okay, imagine this is my employee name, this is my salary. So for example, for employee name John, salary is 80,000 here. Instead of 80,000, if I wrote something like hello, it is allowing, I mean, it is taking actually whatever I write in Excel file, it will accept. It will not stop me or it will not throw me any error stating. As this is salary column, basically we need to enter numbers only, right? So randomly, not only this, suppose this is date of joining, that means we are supposed to enter some dates here. Instead of dates, randomly if I enter any data also, it is accepting, correct? So this is one of the drawback of Excel. Okay, actually why we are using databases to store the data, first thing, correct? So even we can store the data in Excel files also, then why database came into picture in the sense, still previously some years and years of ago, first we had we did everything by using hands only, like man made, they maintained some registers, they wrote manually everything, right? Then computers came into existence, and in computers we can store the data in the form of some text files and Excel files, right? So this is nothing but an Excel file whatever we are seeing now. Previously, of course, we used this text files or Excel files to save the data. But however, technologies are being improved. However, the data usage is being improved. Nowadays, we are dealing with data only everywhere. Lots and lots of data we are generating, correct? So previously, in Excel file, if it is like, 10 rows, 20 rows, that is okay. But as we are dealing with big data now, and as Excel file is having some disadvantages, databases came into existence. What is the first disadvantage in the sense? Excel file can store up to 1 million records only. What if we want to store more than 1 million records? We can't store in Excel file. But databases we can store, right? Not only that, we have so many disadvantages, out of which the main disadvantage is about this, whatever I am saying here. Okay. In in Excel file, basically whatever data I will enter, it will accept. Knowingly or unknowingly, if I enter some wrong data or irrelevant data also, it will accept. Here salary column, I just gave hello, date of joining column, randomly I wrote something, it is accepting. So whenever as we are dealing with big data, definitely we need to have some good systems, right? That is, whenever we enter something wrong, it should alert us, it should throw us error, it should not accept whatever we write, right? So like that, for that reasons, basically databases came into existence. And to get rid of this problem in databases, we are using data types. For every column we will define data types. According to that data types only, we can able to enter the data inside databases or columns, I can say. Here you can see in salary hello is also allowed, but basically we need to enter only numbers, right? In date of joining we can, and we should enter only dates, correct? So that is what data types is basically, and that is what I wrote as a definition. By using data types only, we will decide what kind of value we can store inside any column, that is inside employee id, employee name. What kind of data I can store will be decided by the data types only. Okay, so what are the types of data types? In the sense we are having, mainly we use this data types only. That is, first is numerical data type. For numbers we will use numerical data type, and it is again two types we are having, int and float. Okay, let me show you one picture. So this one, numerical data type, we have int and float. Int in the sense we can able to store numbers. Float in the sense along with the numbers it will accept decimal values also. Okay. Next, character or string data. We have two types of data here. Uh, basically for character data we will use either, character data type or string data type. Both are same. We can call it as we like. Basically, to store the character data, we will use this, and it divide into two types, char and varchar. What is char? What is varchar? I'll explain you in a while. Okay. Next, date and time data type. That is, again, if we want to store only date, we will use date data type. If we want, along with the date, if we want to store time also, then we will use date time data type. Okay. So these are the data types. That is what I wrote. Int, float for numerical data type, char and varchar for character data type, date and date time for date data type. Okay. Now this is the format. To store the dates, we need to use this format only. First year, then month, then date. Okay. Uh, yes, Rakesh, please ask. Do you have any questions?
Hello.
Yes.
Small doubt, ma'am.
Yes, please.
What is the difference between you are telling MySQL, no, ma'am,
Yes.
and difference between Oracle SQL and
Okay.
MySQL?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It's nothing actually. SQL is a language. Okay, it is a universal declared language. Okay, for
Okay.
all the databases, basically to maintain the databases, we will use SQL. All the concepts, whatever we are learning, that are the concepts of SQL only. But again, to
Okay.
use this SQL, we have different tools in the market. Like,
Okay.
however, if it is Android phone, the concept is Android OS, but we have many companies, right? Like Samsung, maybe any another company, OnePlus, like that. In the same way, SQL is a language, and we have different tools in the market, either MySQL, Oracle
Okay.
SQL, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, like that.
Okay.
Basically, MySQL and Oracle SQL are the tools from Oracle company. SQL Server is a tool from Microsoft company, like that.
The title is different. Oracle and this is
Yeah, Oracle and MySQL, those both are the different tools only, but
okay.
they belongs to Oracle company only, Oracle
The
products
concept
only.
is same.
Yeah, concepts would be same. There might be a little bit difference between any other databases, but MySQL, Oracle SQL, SQL Server concepts will be same. Even syntax is also same.
Okay. Oh, syntax is also same, ma'am.
Syntax is also same for this three.
Okay.
PostgreSQL, there can be a little bit difference for some topics, but MySQL, Oracle SQL, and SQL Server, all the syntax is also same. Only one or two differences are there that we will discuss whenever we are discussing that particular concept. Like, we
Oh,
have two cases, we will rate little bit different in SQL Server. Remaining all
oh,
syntax is also same.
okay, ma'am. Oh, for example, if my requirement is the company requirement is PostgreSQL means
Mhm.
what I have to learn first, ma'am? Like SQL
No,
and
there also the concepts will be same. You know, in SQL, whatever we are learning, just a second.
oh,
So basically, these are all the concepts which we are going to do, which we are going
okay,
to learn. These all concepts are same in all the tools. Only there
okay,
might be little bit difference with maybe the user interface almost there also. Here only databases will be there. Here only execute button is there. Here and there the buttons will be different, and
okay,
syntax is also there will be little bit difference between all the tools. But mainly,
okay,
as I said, first three tools, MySQL, Oracle SQL, SQL Server, syntax is also same. In PostgreSQL there are some differences actually, a little bit
okay,
differences. If it is procedures, we will use some the syntax will be different in the
okay. These
PostgreSQL.
all are relational databases
Yeah,
only.
all are relational databases only. That is what I mentioned. Actually, yesterday I explained those things. So,
Okay,
relational database management system in the sense, first of all, as I said, we are creating databases, and inside databases, we are creating tables, right? So, obviously, we will create so many tables here. And if all the tables are related with each other, that is nothing but relational database management system. Okay,
okay,
here
okay,
SQL, okay, SQL, it will follow RDBMS methodology here. That is
okay,
relational database management system. What is relational database management system? In the sense, if all the tables are related with each other, then that is called as relational database. Okay, we
okay,
have
okay,
something called as NoSQL. Okay, that is
okay,
different. That will not follow this RDBMS. Okay,
okay,
and the tools comes under NoSQL is MongoDB. That is completely different.
okay. Completely, it will be in table form, like
I mean, there will be tables also, but the tables won't be related to each other. That concept is completely different. SQL concepts are different. NoSQL, MongoDB is different. Under
okay,
SQL,
okay.
all the tools. I mean, we have some other tools also. All these tools comes under SQL only. Only MongoDB comes
SQL
under
only.
NoSQL. That is
Okay,
different. If you learn
like
SQL concepts, we can't use MongoDB. But if you learn any of the SQL concepts which I just shown here, you can use
okay,
any of this, all these concepts, all these syntaxes. You can work for all these things. If it is MySQL,
okay.
SQL
If
Server,
we if we learn SQL means SQL uses for all the tools you
to
are
all the
telling.
tools, all the tools. SQL subject is same. These are all
Okay.
tools are different. Which tool we are
Tools are
using to
there.
learn
Some
SQL?
like
Mhm,
okay,
mhm. Yes, Rajesh.
okay, ma'am. Okay, understand, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, so which tool we are using to learn SQL is a different thing. Again, as I'm saying, all these tools are same. Syntax is also same. Even, I
Okay.
mean, generally I'll explain Tableau also with DurgaSoft only. So there I will use SQL Server. The syntaxes will be same. The same syntaxes I'll use in MySQL, same syntaxes I'll use in SQL Server also.
Okay.
Okay, if
Okay. Okay.
whatever, not only here, wherever you learn, if you learn SQL Server also, you can apply that in MySQL as well, Oracle SQL as well, like that. All are same.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so let's continue. Now, so this is a format of dates actually, as I said, first year, then month, then date. Okay. Next, date, time, data type. Here we will write first year, month, date. Along with that, even we will mention hour, minute, and second. Okay. And then we are also having one more data type, that is Boolean, where we will use actually true and false, both the values. Okay. These are some types of data types actually. So as we understood data types, again, for char and varchar, what we will do in the sense, for character data, we will use this two types of data types. What is the difference between those two data types? I didn't explain yesterday also. I'll explain now going forward. Okay. Now first, as we understood about the data types, let's try to give the data types for this table. So we are creating employees table. In that employee ID, obviously employee ID in the sense numbers we will give. So that is the reason I gave int, right? Next, employee name. Here we will store character data. So for now I give char, and every time whenever we are giving character data, we need to define size also. And how we will define size in the sense we will use two brackets, and within that brackets we need to define any size. Okay, what is this here in the sense for employee name I'm giving size as 10. That is basically I'm allocating 10 bytes of memory for the employee name column. Okay, that is I can store up to 10 characters only in this employee name. If I store some 11 or 12 characters, it will throw me error because I am reserving only 10 bytes of memory for this particular column name, right? Like that. That is the concept. Only for every time for character data we need to define size, and accordingly we are supposed to enter the data in that particular column. Okay, next salary. Here sometimes we may use decimal values also. That is the reason I mentioned float. Float in the sense normal numbers also it will accept, decimals also it will accept. Okay, next date of joining. So I gave date as the data type. Okay, this is how we will create. Let's create the same table. I'm executing, selecting, executing, it got created. Okay, now let me refresh here one more time, and I can now expand tables. I can see this employees table name which we created just now. If I select below information section, it will show the information about this employees, that is table name, column names and data types we defined. Okay, that is how we will create a table, and till here we covered in yesterday's class actually. Okay, let me continue from here. So we just now created a table. Let's insert the data inside it. However, we saw we got table structure. Now we need to insert data, right? So now I'm using insert command here. Insert into table name we need to write. Then we need to use a keyword called as values, and we need to enter the values within the brackets. This is a syntax. Let's see. Insert into our table name is an employees, right? Then I'll use a keyword called as values, and after that within the parenthesis, that is within the brackets, we need to give the values in a sequence, in the same sequence of however we define column names. First I need to give employee ID comma employee name. Randomly I'm giving some data here. Salary and date of joining. Okay, so like this, after every column, actually within the brackets we will use a separator, that is comma. Once once equals c comma, it will understand this is first column data, this is second column data, third column data, like that. And once we are done with the complete row, we will close the bracket. And after that, to enter the second, I mean to insert the second row, we will again keep a comma, and then we will write like this again within the brackets. We need to enter the data. Okay, comma. So maybe I'll enter at the bottom, and definitely every time we need to enter dates in this format only. Okay, and if you observe, character data and dates data we are using in I mean we are writing inside single quotes. Either we can write single quote or double quotes, but we need to give quotes for character data and dates. That is only for numbers we can write normally. For character and dates we need to mention inside single quotes or double quotes, both will work. Okay, now let me enter one more row also. Again I'm keeping comma. Third row I'm giving some details like this. Three rows are enough. Once we close the bracket, this will be our first row, comma second row. Next I entered three rows. Now I'm selecting this, I'm executing. Okay, it got executed successfully, right? Now to display the data, we will use select command. Okay, select is one more command, use it to display the data. Okay, so the syntax will be select asterisk, or we will call it as star, from table name. Here star in the sense technically we will call it as asterisk. So it is used to display complete data. Whenever we want to display complete data, we will use this symbol. Okay, so let's see. I'm writing select star from table name, that is employees. Okay, so I'm selecting and executing. You can see I got a complete table data now, column names and the rows which are inserted, right? Like this. And suppose if I wanted to see only any particular column names, then instead of asterisk I need to give that particular column names, like select suppose employee name comma salary from employees. If I write like this, it will display only this particular data. Okay, employee name salary, like this. This is about select command. Basically we will use select command to display the data. Okay, I hope I'm clear up to here. So what we understood, we saw how to create the database. After creating the database, we will activate the database. Then we saw how to create the table, what are data types, how many data types are there, and we created the table, we inserted the data, and we displayed the data also by using select command. Okay, now let's do something. We will just uh, see the difference between what is char and varchar now. Okay, so for that I'm just using this paint. So you can see here basically I mentioned char here for employee name. Okay, so we have two types, char and varchar. Let's see what is char and what is varchar by writing here like this. Okay, so suppose for the same employee name column I used char and I mentioned 10 as size. So at that time if we give like this, what SQL will do in the sense, suppose I'm just dividing, I took one box, I'm trying to divide this into 10 sections. Okay, okay, 10 boxes I divided. And imagine I'm entering a name called as John. So first J letter I'll write in one box, O H N, like this. Whenever I'm entering data, I will just write it inside the boxes like this. Suppose here I entered John. I define the size as 10 and I entered John as my employee name. So John has only 4 characters, right? So we have actually remaining 6 boxes here, right? 6, we have completely 10 boxes, only 4 bytes of memory. Actually what is this 10 in the sense, whenever we are defining size here, what SQL will do, this is nothing but it will allocate, we are allocating 10 bytes of memory here. Okay, 10 bytes of memory we are allocating for this particular employee name column. Out of this 10 bytes of memory I used 4 bytes for this John. So whatever my leftover here, 6 bytes of memory, what will happen here in the sense, if we are using char, this 6 bytes of memory also, it it will be used in each byte of memory. It will take blank spaces like this. Okay, and irrespective of every byte here, 10 bytes will be used for the employee name column only. Okay, if we mentioned how much memory we mentioned, how much size we mentioned, the complete size, the complete memory will be used by employee name column only if we are using char. If I enter any 2-letter word also, the remaining 8-letter memory will be given as with the blank spaces and complete 10 bytes of memory will be used for this particular employee name column only if we are using char. So with this, what happened basically, I can say our memory is being wasted, right? Here memory wastage is being done. Just a second. Correct? Basically, memory is being wasted whenever we are using char. Right? Am I clear, guys? This thing? Suppose if it is varchar, instead of char, if I mentioned varchar and if I gave the size as 10, okay, let's see. Suppose I'll again do the same thing. For employee name, instead of char, now suppose I used varchar and I define size as 10. What will happen here? Again, it will take, I'm just, SQL won't divide the box like this every time, but just to make you understand, I divided like this. As we took the size as 10, again it will take 10 boxes. So suppose here also, if I entered, John as a name in each and every box, one letter we will take, okay? That is 4 letters is covered, right? Now 4 bytes of memory is covered by, if I entered John as a word here, in each and every box, one letter I gave. So 4 bytes of memory is used. Whatever remaining 6 bytes of memory, what varchar will do in the sense that will be given back to the SQL. Okay, that will be given back to the database actually. Okay. So with this, what I can say, memory wastage won't be happen in this particular varchar, right? Whenever we use varchar, here memory wastage won't be happen. Whatever data we enter, irrespective of that, how much size we mention also, how much data we enter, that much size only it will take. Remaining size will be given back to the uh, database. Okay, so memory wastage won't be done in varchar. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So this is about char and varchar. Okay. So yes, Karen Varkar is also done. Up to here, everything is done. I hope I'm clear, right? Up to here. If it is clear, we will start another concept now.
Yes, ma'am. Cleared.
Perfect. So now next, let's try to understand. Next concept is sublanguages actually. Okay. Basically, we have 5 types of sublanguages in SQL. That is, first one is DDL. That is nothing but data definition language. Okay. Next, DML, data manipulation language. Next, DCL, data control language. Next, TCL, transaction control language. Next, DQL, data query language. Okay. So this 5 types of languages we have in SQL, and under each types we have some commands. Okay. Let me show you one picture first. Okay, this 5 languages we have. So DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL. Okay, so as I said just now, we have some commands inside each and every language. Okay, so inside DDL we are having this many commands. Okay, so let's see. So inside DDL we have commands like create, okay, alter, drop, truncate and rename. Okay, these are all the commands we have inside DDL. Likewise, in DML, we have 3 commands, that is insert, update, and delete. Okay, next in DCL, we have grant and revoke. And in TCL, we have commit, save point, and roll back. In DQL, we have select command. So all these commands, let's see now. Okay. So first, let's see about DDL commands. So first one is create command, which we already know, which we saw how to create a day. Create command is basically used to create any database object. Okay. So database objects in the sense it can be tables, it can be views, stored procedures like that. Okay. So going forward, we will cover this concepts also, that is views and stored procedures. So we will discuss at that particular time. For now, we are discussing, we already saw how to use the create command on tables, right? So I'm not repeating this concept again. Okay. Create, we already know, we already saw the syntax. Now, next command is alter, but before understanding alter, let's try to see about drop command. Okay. So, um Suma, am I clear? Am I going fast? Or can you able to understand me?
Yes, ma'am, I'm able to understand.
Okay, perfect. So next is drop command. Okay. Drop command basically is used to remove any table permanently from database. Okay. So basically, after creating any table, if we want to remove the table, we can use drop command. Then that table will be permanently removed from the database. Okay. For example, actually, let's use, okay, anything is fine, of course. So I'm saying drop command is used to remove any table permanently from the database. In this database, we created employees table, right? So I don't want to disturb employees table. To show this, first, let me create once again one table. Okay. So for that, maybe I'll just copy these things. Now I'm just creating it as employees one. Okay. Just to show you drop command. I'm just changing table name because we cannot create multiple tables with the same name, right? Our table names should be unique. That is the reason I'm keeping employees one and I'm executing. It got created. Now, where is this? Just a second. Here it is. I'm just copying. I'm changing employees one and I'm executing. Okay. It got executed. Now let's display the data by using select command. Select star from employees one. Okay. So I'm selecting, executing. We can see now we got the data 3 rows into employees one. Now let's use drop command. Drop command is basically what I said. Uh, Whenever we use drop command, if we want to remove a complete table, now we just let me refresh. Now we have employees and employees one, two tables we have. Suppose if I wanted to remove employees one table permanently from the database, I can use drop command. Okay. The syntax is simple again. Drop table name. Okay. So let me use it as drop table. I'm writing it as employees one. Okay. So I can select, I'll execute. Now the it got executed successfully. If you can see, we employees one table is removed, right? If you can see, now we are having only employees table, and if we execute this, it will throw us error stating employees one table doesn't exist because we already dropped it. By using drop, we can permanently remove the table. Okay. I hope I'm clear about drop command.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Next, let's see about alter command. So alter command. Actually, we are having 5 use cases of alter command. Let's see one by one. Okay, what is first use case in the sense? Alter command is used to add any new column in the existing table. Okay, suppose if I created any table, for the already created table, if I want to add a new column, then I can use alter command here. Okay, suppose for example we have employees table now. In that we created 4 columns, right? Like employee ID, employee name, salary and date of joining. Suppose imagine if I want to create any, if I want to add any other column here, then I can use alter command only. And let's see the syntax. The syntax will be like alter table, table name, add, we need to use a keyword called as add column, column name. Just a second. And every time whenever we are defining columns, obviously we need to define data type as well, right? So actually the syntax is, we don't use column here. Alter table, table name, or add column name, and we need to define data type also. Data type, if required, we'll give size. That is only for character data. Okay, this is our syntax. Alter table, table name, add, we need to use a keyword called as add column name, and then we need to define a data type. Let's see. Alter table, our table name is employees, right? Add, let me add a new column, maybe something like bonus column. Now I want to add for these employees, and in bonus obviously we will store numbers only, so maybe I'll use float so that we can even store uh, decimal values also, right? Like this we need to give, and let me select and execute. It got executed successfully. Now we can see here, for now I'm having only 4 columns. Let me refresh. Now we got bonus column also with float as a data type, right? Like this we can add any new column into the existing table by using alter command. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's suppose see, select star from employees. We can see bonus column is there. As we didn't inserted any data, we have null here for now, but column is there, right? Like that. Even we have, let's see about second use case also. What is second use case in the sense? Alter command, as I said, we have 5 use cases. First use case is to add any new column in the existing table. Second use case is used to remove any column from the existing table. Okay, so suppose if I want to remove any column also from this table, I can use alter command only. Okay, and the syntax will be like alter table, table name. Next we will use a keyword called as drop here. Okay, we will say drop column, column name. This is the syntax. Previously we used drop command to remove the table, right? If we want to remove table permanently, we will use drop command like this, drop table, table name. Okay, and here we are just trying to remove column from the existing table. Only if I want to remove any particular column, then inside alter command we will use drop command, but here we will mention we are going to drop a column. Okay, that is the reason alter table, table name, drop column, column name. Here as we are just while adding only, we will mention the data type. Okay, here we are just removing, no need of data types, just simply I can say alter table, our table name is employees, drop column. Suppose let's remove the same bonus column, we can simply write bonus. Let's select, execute. Okay, it got executed. Let's refresh. Now we can see bonus column is missing, right? If I use select command also, we can't see bonus column now because we just removed that column by using alter command, right? This is our second use case. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So again, we are having 3 more use cases. Maybe we will discuss in the tomorrow's class. But I hope I'm clear, right? Up to here.
Yes,
And
ma'am, you are
as I
clear.
said, perfect, perfect. And as I said, this is our last demo, Suma, actually. If you are interested, just get registered with us. Yesterday, I already said you the details, right? The course duration
Yes,
is
ma'am.
of 35 days. And special thing, as I said yesterday also, this is an add-on batch, actually. Maybe after, 2, 3 classes, we will just, our timing will be from 6 p.m. to
Six.
7 p.m. IST. Okay.
Okay.
So we already
Like
have some.
after I will register now.
Mhm.
Like what will be the tomorrow's timing?
Same time. Tomorrow we will connect at 5 p.m. only. They will send you a link. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
Now today's link won't work tomorrow. We will change the link. So once you get registered, they will give you the link. Use that link and connect at 5 p.m. only. Suppose 99% the link will be changed. If the link did not change or if you didn't get any mail on, then only use this link. But maximum, as this is an add-on batch, we will change the link. You will get a new link. Follow that link and connect at 5 p.m. only tomorrow as well. Tomorrow Saturday. Usually I won't take, but tomorrow let's take so that we can complete some topic, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we'll complete sub-languages concept tomorrow, and tomorrow is Saturday, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Sunday we don't have classes. Monday also let's connect on 5 p.m. only. I need to cover one more concept, that is integrity constraints. Okay, once it is finished, we will move to 6 p.m. batch.
Okay, ma'am. The installation part and all.
Tomorrow I'll show. Okay, actually
Okay.
don't forget, if you register, please, if possible, log in by using your laptop tomorrow, so that
Okay.
I'll just, you can share your screen and I'll show you the installation process. First, let's complete that tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am.
Even you can find the installation video also, once if you got registered. I mean, you will give a folder access, right? In that also you can see the installation video. Even if you want, you can refer that, but still in the class I'll show you. We can finish, it will, we don't will won't get any errors. It will finish quickly only.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so in your system, do you have any other SQL tools? No, right?
No, ma'am. In personal laptop there is no tools
Okay, fine, fine
relating
then.
to SQL.
Yeah, that is great. So just by tomorrow, don't forget, log in by using your laptop, so that first we finish installation process and then we'll continue with the class.
Okay. Ma'am, can I know about you, like,
Yes, please.
uh, uh, how many years of experience and on what domain you are working? Like,
Okay, so actually, as I said, I'm having 8+ years of, like, 8.6 years of experience into data analytics only. And currently I'm working in one of the MNCs. Actually, I don't prefer to mention my company name, but because
it's
that
okay.
is against the rules.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm working in Hyderabad itself, and currently I'm working for healthcare domain.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, currently I'm working for healthcare domain as a senior data analyst, and we use Tableau as a tool. Currently in my company, we are using Tableau. Previously, I worked for Power BI also, but mostly in real time, I'm having complete experience in Tableau only. Only for 1 year, we used Power BI. I worked in some other company, and then I got some good opportunity, and again I moved back to Tableau.
Mhm.
So yeah, currently I'm working
Correct.
as senior data analyst for Tableau only. We will use SQL, Python, and Tableau.
Mm.
So currently I'm
Current,
working on, yes, please.
currently, like my situation is like I joined my current company a year before.
Okay.
It's been a low, so I want to change my domain. 3 years is not considered that much experience, right? So if I
Yeah.
change now, like the interview may be easy for me.
Correct,
To
correct. That is
analyze.
actually, if it is hectic for you, this is a good time to take a decision again. 3 years, you can show your genuine experience. You can say you worked on Java, but just don't mention them that as that is being hectic, you are shifting your job. It will, it will impact it. It will impact the our, maybe they can. It will impact the opinion on us, right? Because they will again ask you, why can't you handle pressure kind of thing. Just say you are working in a Java domain only, but you feel interest. I mean, basically you are interested in data field, and whenever you go through any maybe in YouTube channels, you can say nowadays obviously all are following YouTube channels, right? You can just
Mm.
say that you got interested in any visualization tools, and that is the reason you wanted to change your domain. Like
Okay.
that you can mention, and with this
Like
experience.
I can do like this also, right? One of my friend, this may be wrong. I'm telling you.
Okay, no problem, please.
One of my friend is working on Power BI only, but she is senior. She
Okay.
told I will guide my project. Like you can say it in
Yeah, even if
interview
you
as
can,
well.
I mean, if you want to keep experience on Power BI or Tableau, and you want to move, or you want to show your genuine experience on Java.
I want to move for Power BI only, ma'am. Like I want to show that I have worked on Power BI like that
Power BI,
only.
yeah, no problem. That is also okay nowadays. Everything is okay. Anyways, we will do the same. I mean, from so many years, and as it is 3 years, that will be easy actually. First, learn SQL perfectly. Even at that time, if that is the case, even 3 years, no need of showing Power BI also. Okay, you can simply say first 1.5 year you worked as a SQL developer, and from the last 1.5 year you started working in Power BI, and now we are just trying to change your company. Like that also you can say, so that only 1.5 year experience you will have in Power BI, so they won't expect much advanced concepts from you. Like that also, or else it's just 3 years. Even you can say 3 years on Power BI also. Accordingly, you can keep, no
Mhm.
problem.
That's better.
Yeah.
Like 1.5 year SQL
In
and
SQL and 1.5 year Power BI. If you divide like that, they won't pressure you on Power BI much. I mean, once you started working also. Anyways, SQL concepts are we will cover here till the advanced concepts. Whatever you learn here, that will be enough for you up to 5 years of experience. You can
okay,
keep directly 5 years of experience on the by our concepts. Whatever you are learning here, you need to practice, of course, but
okay.
that would be enough.
After some 5 years experience, there is extension
No,
on
no,
advanced.
SQL, no extension. Only all the concepts we are covering. Just I'm saying, because you
Uh,
need to write all the queries. This concept only obviously joins, obviously, SQL queries. I mean, subqueries, all the concepts. No, nothing, no other concepts left over. But if it is 6 years, 7 years, you should have so much of experience in writing any type of questions, any type
queries.
of solution
Okay,
queries, right? So that
okay.
is the reason I mentioned 5 years.
Uh, yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Correct.
Currently, they are pushed me for ACP project.
Okay.
So, they trained us, but
Still,
uh,
I know, I understand.
uh,
I know the pressure how much we will have on full stack. Even I have knowledge on that also little bit, not completely, but to
yeah,
some extent I know, like some extent only Java, Advanced Java, and like maybe JavaScript, that kind of web development. I mean, in BTech, in
in
while
Java
I was
also,
studying. Mhm.
we have to upgrade, right? Um,
Yes, of course. We have to upgrade, and we will have so many. No, not only if we learn only Java, that won't be necessary, right? If it is full stack, we need to learn everything. So
yeah,
many tools are there. Yeah, like that. Anyways, no problem. This will be easy actually. Power BI, Tableau, any visualization tool is very easy. You'll have so many opportunities. Don't worry. Uh,
yeah.
just learn SQL first. I mean, not only learning, you need to practice. As just if you practice, you can easily write queries. Then Tableau or Power BI is very easy.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll
First,
end the
I'll
session. Actually,
first. Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
I'm
I'll
having another
register.
class at 6 o'clock.
Yes, yes. No problem.
Okay.
I'll register and we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah, if you have any doubts, please ask me tomorrow. They will wait for me. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.